Well, good morning, son. So we are making coffee today, and we have some utensils here that we're going to make coffee with. So can you talk us through how you're making coffee?
We have our Eote Coffee. This is one of the best in Oklahoma right now.
So it's Oklahoma born, bred, made,
Yes.
stashed, sold.
Yes,
in
it
Oklahoma.
is. Conexiones Nicaragua. Conexiones Nicaragua. Dark roast. It's washed. Dulce de leche, sweet honey.
Nice.
Oh, well, I guess dulce de leche is sweet honey. So, yeah. All right. And
Awesome.
we have our, what do you call this?
Scale?
Scale. What we've done is we've measured out 18 grams of coffee, and we have ground that up. And then, this is the only size of scale that I have, so I don't have like one of the big ones or anything, so don't judge me, okay? So we have our scale here, and what I'm gonna do is take our little filter and put that into the Chemex. This is called a Chemex.
Oh, like chemistry.
Yeah, like chemistry. I'm kind of like that.
You doing science, son.
We doing science. You know what these call boys? We call this science. Alright, so we're gonna take this, and you actually need to water the filter. Basically, you are making the filter grab the Chemex. So now anywhere I lean it, the filter's not going anywhere. And then it also gets all the paper taste out of the paper. So you kind of do
That's
that.
important. You don't want paper taste in your coffee.
Exactly, you don't want paper taste in your coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them, Mom. So I'm gonna pour that out, and then bring it back over here. Now that we've done that, we're going to take our coffee grounds, put that in here. I just like to empty it out completely. So I'm gonna do that, and then at our little kettle here. So we first turn on our scale. Grab the kettle and hold down the button for a timer. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour this in here just a little bit to where it covers the grounds, and then we let that sit for a full minute, maybe even a minute and a half. And the reason why you do that is it's called blooming. And with blooming, it is basically getting all of the fumes and all the gases out of the coffee, so that you just have a nice, even coffee taste. And it's not so, you know how you get some coffee that's like super bitter, and then you get some that's like, it's almost like sometimes bitter, sometimes it's, you know, things like that. It just evens it out. And so you'll see up here, you'll see all these bubbles in here. That's all the fumes coming out.
Oh, nice.
And so
We really doing science.
yeah, it's called a Chemex for a reason, all right?
Right?
So we are doing this, and it's been a minute and 5 seconds, so I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer. And
So can you talk about the kettle, where you got that from, and the idea and the whole, where you first started that from?
I got this kettle from a really nice kitchen store. Hey Dana, what's that store called that I got the kettle from? It's not there. Never mind. I think it was, I don't remember actually. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
But
We'll edit that part out.
yeah, we'll edit that out. Editor, put that out. I just like this kettle because it's super clean, very easy to work with, and it, when you pour the water out, it pours in a very even stream, which is pretty important when you are doing a pour over like this.
And I remember you've been doing pour overs for several years, many years, and I have seen your pour over technique grow and grow in complexity. So, in way of the devices that you use, because I remember you used to just use a regular coffee filter, and like cups, or I mean, it was very simple, but you liked the whole idea of the pour over.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if you would let it set for a while, or
Are you talking? Oh, I think you're talking about the French press.
maybe.
This is the French press.
Okay.
And you would put the coffee grounds in here, and then you would do the same thing. You would pour coffee in there, let it sit, or pour water in there, let it sit. And then after you let it set for a while, then you can slowly push this down.
Okay.
I think.
And so why is it that you move from that to this?
It's basically the same thing, just a different form of brewing coffee.
Yeah.
Just what you prefer. Some people can really taste the difference between a pour over and a French press. They can't taste the difference. But,
Okay.
it's just a matter of what you like. Now, if you do a French press, and you know how I said you put the coffees in there and then pour water in and you let it sit.
Right.
The longer you let that sit, the stronger it'll be.
Okay.
So if you let that sit for like a few hours, it turns into a cold brew.
Right.
Because cold brew is like more concentrated coffee.
Yeah.
And that's what it would turn into if you let it sit for a few hours, or even half a day or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then you press it. If you let it sit and then you press it, then it does that. With a pour over, obviously this is just a filter, so you can't let it sit for a while, but you can choose the right type of filter, based on how strong you want your coffee.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This came with a filter. It might be on the other side over there, but it came with a metal filter. Let me see if it's over here. Here it is. It came with this, but the problem with this is it's so I don't know. The holes are bigger.
Yeah.
And so the water just kind of shoots right through.
Oh, okay.
And it does filter it out, but it just kind of shoots through, and you get a very watery coffee.
Right.
When you do that.
So a lot of coffee drinkers just use the normal Keurig or even a old-time coffee maker. So talk to me about why this system is better than the Keurig or the old-time coffee maker.
If you want good coffee, make it yourself. That's all I got to say.
There you go. That's a tagline for you.
Yeah. Keurigs are cool. There's nothing wrong with Keurigs. If you want something simple and fast and quick, get a Keurig. Like I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. It's just that when it brews a coffee, it does it in a very quick way, and so yeah. So you get that coffee, which I mean, if to you that's fine, then that's fine. But,
right.
And I'll do Keurig too, but most mornings I would rather go through the process of making my coffee, which probably is too long for most people and too tedious. So what I've done is I did 18 grams of coffee.
Okay.
And I forget the percentage, but I know in my head what I want. So if I'm doing 18 grams of coffee, I'm probably going to do about 315 grams of water, 320 grams of water, something around there. If I want it really strong, then I'll do 300 grams of water.
Okay.
It's all about the ratio. If you do more coffee, less water, you get a stronger coffee.
Right.
If you do less coffee, more water, you get a not a strong coffee.
Yeah.
So, also the filter that I got is a very thin filter, and it breaks very easily.
Oh, okay.
So I've broken these filters a couple times, and so that's why
That's kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
And then you have to start all over.
I have to start all over. That's why I'm taking a little bit longer with this one, because I don't want it to break.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
Once I'm done with these filters, I'll get a stronger filter.
Okay. Will the stronger filter be more dense and the water will be harder to get through?
Well, in some ways, yeah, but it just, I think most of them are pretty much the same, except for the size of the filter. I think that's what I really meant, was a bigger filter.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it is, but I think the ones I had before the filter came up, to around here.
Uh-huh.
And it was fine. But for some reason, these are smaller, and I don't know why, but they break easier.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to go very slow on this.
Yeah. So that's somewhat of a review for those filters.
Right.
Which the filters are good and they're probably meant for a specific use. But this use, we would need a bigger filter, it looks like.
And I think it's also the size of the Chemex in comparison to the filter.
Right.
Because the Chemex is kind of a medium size.
Okay.
And this filter is a number 2.
Okay.
Which is more for a medium small.
Okay.
And the one that I had before was a number 4, which was more for a medium big.
Okay.
Size of. So there's that. We're at 324 grams. I'm gonna stop there on water. What kind of coffee do you want?
Let's do. I like that gold. Let's do that
This
gold.
one?
Right
this
above
one?
it, yeah. Oh, because it's Starbucks Reserve.
No, it's not reserve.
No?
It's Arthur Robinson.
Arthur Robinson. There you go.
I'm just kidding. So there's that, and you want your creamer?
Yes, please.
I always like to pour my creamer in first. You know why?
Why?
So when I pour the coffee in, it mixes itself.
Oh.
You don't have to mix it afterwards. Or stir it.
Well, we will watch you self-mix it.
I'm probably gonna get like 270 grams or something in here.
Okay.
So I'll use the rest for myself or something. Is that good or more?
Yeah, that's good. Whatever you feel is good for that cup.
All right, so we've done the brewing. Now we take the filter out. You gotta be careful too, because I have a broken filter when I'm taking it out too.
Yeah.
So many fails. All right, so you take the filter out.
Make sure a trash can is real close.
Put it away. And what you can do is kind of stir it up a little bit.
Okay.
This kind of helps get it all even. And pour it.
Well, look at you.
There we go.
There we go.
You have made yourself a cup of coffee.
Well, thank you everyone for joining, and we will see you on the next episode of
Chad makes coffee.
See you, son.
See you.
Thank you for my coffee.
You're welcome.